Has anyone played the game Brutal Legend before? Doesn't this look like one of those dudes? I forgot what they're called. But anyway, T-Man978 show review. Right now you're about to be watching a review for the Marvel Legends X-Men 2016 Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave Juggernaut Build-A-Figure chill review. But anyway, here he is, all put together. You know how it works. He looks awesome. I love him. The only thing I don't like is this indentation they've been starting to put on the newer figures. I don't remember this until like maybe the end of last year, beginning of this year, but why have they started putting this on the shoulder joints? I mean, does it make them work better or something? I don't know. But he is heavy and solid. How these things work or seem to be working, the upper torso is hollow, hard plastic, but the rest of the body is typically like a solid, softer plastic. I know they have different names, but I don't know what to call it, like ABS and this, that, and the other, but I don't know what to call it. As you maybe saw, he does have a ball hinge neck, so his head can go down and go up. Unfortunately, it comes off very easy when you try to turn it, depending on how you have it on. And since I'm on camera, it's not coming off. His face, it's nice that they sculpted this in there very good, very well. His teeth are nice and messed up. It would have been cool if they had a way to take the helmet off and you could see his real head. But they didn't do that. Looks like this under there. So that's all you're working with right there. Even though it's not as detailed as the Marvel Select version, it does have a ton of sculpted in detail. These move, they're not actually connected to the arms. This isn't connected to the arm. See the veins there. This belt moves. It's not connected. It doesn't have any boot swivel. It doesn't have double jointed knees, but he's a big muscular figure, so what you gonna do? The legs seem to come off a lot easier than I would like. You would think that once you build the figure, that's it, but they do come off very easy. He has an awesome ab crunch for those running poses. He can go back a little, but not a lot. He does still have waist rotation. You might not need to use that. I showed that off. And he has awesome ankle pivot. And he is very, very freaking stable. It's like I did that with the greatest of ease right there. So, I really like him. I really, really, really like him. One thing that I don't like, this right here is a different shade of maroon or red than this right here, because I guess this is painted over brown, so that does not match at all. I don't know. With his design, I don't know if there's anything more that I could have asked for. And let me show this off, because the detail in the hands is very good, but yeah, so it's good. So now that I've pretty much gotten his review out of the way, let's grade the entire wave, shall we? With other waves of Marvel Legends figures, you wind up feeling like you have to collect a whole bunch of characters you don't really even want. But in this case, I feel like the Build-A-Figure is just a bonus, because I wanted each and every one of these characters. Are all of them perfect now that I own them? No. And let me get into that. I'm going to go down the line from favorite to least favorite, and this is going to be hard. Right here, I'm probably on the same page as everybody else. These four right here are the main ones to get out of this wave. I almost can't decide who I like more. Rogue, when I seen this figure shown off, I could not wait to own it. And I'm so happy that she is faithful to the preliminary designs and the mock-up they made to show off at whatever show they showed it off. But this is like she jumped out of the comics, jumped out of the cartoon, and became a real woman. Her eyes are pretty perfect and spot on. The hair, everything is just so nice about her. Only thing that I don't like, and I notice this about every figure, this green line does not match up. When you turn that, the way it's sculpted is not right. So you have to turn it this way for the sculpting to match up, but now that green doesn't match up. And then back here, it doesn't match up. So that was a screw up on like every single figure. I thought it was just mine, and I didn't even notice that at first. But any other complaints? These things right here drooping down, and you have to shove them up. Or these moving. I don't know why they didn't glue these in place. That's weird, but oh man, she is very fun. So out of these three, definitely Deadpool is the winner. I think Deadpool is probably the one owned period out of all of them. It's tough between him and Rogue for me, because they're both the tops for me. But Deadpool definitely, I think, wins out because all of those accessories, he looks like what he's supposed to look like. Maybe some people might want more sculpted in detail because he is based on the Bucky Cap mold, if I'm not mistaken. But just right here, right now, he can holster these guns. He can holster both of these swords. And you can even put a bazooka between the sword sheaths if you want to. So all of those weapons possibilities on him. Plus he has a lot more in the package because he doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece. Now, as much as I like Juggernaut, it would have been cool to see what they could have done if they didn't all come with Build-A-Figure pieces. When I saw this Cable, I thought he was the Build-A-Figure because he is a huge old school figure and he is solid. The sculpting and detail, this is nobody else but Cable. Like, this design, it's crazy. And he comes with two big guns. They really stepped up with that. So it would be Deadpool, Rogue, Cable, and then Wolverine. Wolverine, his height, his design, I wish he was the yellow and blue, but his posability is awesome. And I love that they even added boot swivel down here. I did not expect that. And then the sculpting and paintwork on the boots, I love that. The only thing I don't like about him is I wish he had a face with the teeth showing, like I said in my review, and this right here, which people tell me I can fix, but I have yet to do. But now let's go to the other people. Number 5 is Iceman. I kind of wish he didn't have these toes hanging out, but it's Iceman. But I like his design. I like the alterations they did to the Pizza Spidey mold. Only problem I have with him is some of his body parts are a little bit gummy. So, like, his legs are kind of loose, and the feet are definitely loose, and they're very gummy. So getting him to stand is a little bit tough, and getting him to stand in whatever pose you want is tough. But he can definitely get into poses better than Phoenix right there. And he, I think, suffers the most from not coming with any accessories at all besides this ice piece on his back. So if you don't want that, there you go right there. But I wish he came with some type of ice slide or something like that, so I didn't have to do it myself or buy an older figure that does come with an ice slide. But I definitely like him more than these last 3, and let's get into them. This is gonna be kind of tough as well deciding. Well, I know who was dead last, but the 2 I like more before dead last. These two, Havoc and Kitty Pryde. I like Kitty Pryde. Her look is kind of familiar but unique. And people have been mentioning, or I should have looked at the name before I started recording, but I don't know if it was Rich Smith. If it's not, I'm sorry. But I was told that her costume looks like a female scorpion, or was it eyes covered? Yeah, I'm not sure. But as a standalone figure, not with everybody else, I think she would come out better than these two. Why I say standalone? She is very tall, and I don't think she was ever portrayed as a big, tall woman, but she is good looking, and I like her better than these two. This mold has been used so many times, it's just so basic. Like I said in his review, it's a good figure, but it's just so basic and bland and boring, really. But this face sculpt right here is just so phenomenal. I'll just have to say that one more time. I know I said it in the review. The only thing that kind of sucks about her, as an action figure, there's no real way to show off her powers. And if there is some way to show off her powers and somebody has done that, can you point me to that? Because I'd love to see that. But she looks good. Now these two, I would definitely go with Havoc over Phoenix, because he's a good or better overall action figure than Phoenix. It sucks that these don't stay in place at all. They should have made the clamp a little bit tighter around the wrist, but they didn't, so there you go with that. Phoenix, in the product images before she was released, I really liked her, and I really liked this whole wave. I had nothing to complain about, but after release, I think she suffered the most out of all the prototype images. I mean, the hair is sculpted nicely and painted nicely, but every single one I saw had a drifting left eye right there. Where, I mean, did I say left? Where it's just going off to the side. I mean, depending, like I said in the review, depending on how you look at her, it's not a problem, but you really have to play around with it before it's not a problem. The paintwork on the chest and the legs and whatnot in the hands, it's not too messy. I am just noticing this right there doesn't match up. So there's that. And under the chin, it does have like that chewed up chin. And I did see a lot of Kitty Prydes in her defense with that. Luckily, this one doesn't look like that. So there you go with that. But her biggest main flaw is the fact that I can barely get her to stand up. I mean, her ankles are super loose, and this knee right there bends like that, just like Wasp that came out a while ago. So I'm thinking they use a lot of the same parts. And they need to retire this shoe design right here, because it doesn't even really swivel. It does that, which is frustrating. So yeah, this is hands down one of my favorite waves of Marvel Legends. It's crazy that it took me so long to get them all, but with certain characters being so easy to find in stores, I was not worried, and I'm no longer going to rush to buy Marvel Legends like I used to. Look at that Doctor Strange wave. But anyway, don't rush to get these things, because they're plentiful. The distribution Hasbro has with these guys are very, very good. Only bad thing or bad distribution I've seen is Deadpool and Wolverine, because you have to get, there are 8 characters in this entire wave and not 6 with some doubles. That's what makes it hard to get certain characters like Deadpool, and everybody wants Deadpool. So all I can say is definitely get the main character that you want when you see him, and just wait on the other ones unless you find out another one is super duper highly valued. But outside of some of the Spider-Man waves, I just have to say, since I've been collecting since the Winter Soldier wave, this has been the best Marvel Legend wave I've collected. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I recognize each and every one of these characters, unlike all the other waves where there's always 2, 3, 4, 5 characters that I'm like, who the hell are these guys? And I gotta look them up. I recognize and know all of these people. The only one I'm not entirely too familiar with is Cable, and I've watched so much stuff to try to understand his powers, and I've read stuff, and I still don't understand what he actually does, what his mutant abilities do. I guess I need to actually read the comics. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed me talking all this time, because you must have. You're still listening to me. But anyway, until next time, subscribe, click that bell by the subscription so that you can be notified when I upload more videos, because that happens pretty often. Like if you like the video, share if you think other people will like it, comment if you want me to hear whatever you have to say or whatever's on your mind. Let me hear stuff. But anyway, also click one of the videos that popped up on the screen. Until next time, T-Man 978 out of here.